Well, after the election with Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico, you have a Latina that's, really not liking the commentary behind, their vote here in Texas. And she is accusing black people of things that I would honestly say that black people isn't doing to them. Let's go ahead and check that out.
It's astonishing to me the amount of racism and xenophobia towards Latinos that I've seen from Jasmine Crockett supporters. Like, it's actually crazy. And I think this is why our country is the way it is. There's no unity at all whatsoever. People are painting it as if it was Harris versus Trump again, when that just wasn't it. That was not the reality. They were both great candidates. Both were qualified. And it just the absolutely horrible things that I've seen, specifically black people say about Latinos, excusing ICE, saying like, is ICE still hiring? Like, POC unity is such a joke. It will always be a joke. They will always keep us separated. And Texas is never going to turn blue. Apparently, we're just going to stay in this forever, because if your candidate doesn't win, then it's everything else.
Well, as you heard, she said that the black community is being racist and xenophobic to the Latino community here in Texas. Well, I personally haven't heard a bunch of black people saying anything that I would view as, bias against Latinos. I really haven't heard xenophobia. Now, what do these people say? They said online. How do you know they're even black if they're saying that? Because I know good when no black person walked up to you specifically, ma'am, and had any kind of bias toward you in your face. I know good and well that's not the truth. That's number one. Number two, here's the thing. Black Americans have said that, you know what, when we have certain candidates, we need other people to support. And what is going on with a lot of black people in Texas right now is that they're saying, well, the Latino community, once again, have let the black community down because they want to vote with the white man, period. Whether he's a white Republican or Democrat, whatever. I would be understanding if Tallarico was a person that stood on business a lot, was very loud about immigration and doing things for immigration. That'd be a little different conversation with me with that. But Jasmine Crockett has been very, very pro-immigration. And y'all still did not vote for her in mass. Now, I know about 36% of you voted for her. And I think, 62% of y'all voted for Tallarico or whatever. But she was the one that supported y'all. She did more stomping for immigration. She does no stomping for black America like that. So if black Americans are even calling you out, listen, think about it. Jasmine Crockett did not advocate for anything specifically for black Americans. Black Americans still showed up to vote for her. And if black Americans could vote for her and they didn't really get much out of her, you would think that Jasmine Crockett would have got at least 90% of the Latino vote in Texas. Now, what they also said that if Latinos would have voted for Crockett, she would have been the person, but they chose Tallarico. And that's just really what it is. So, ma'am, some black people are upset by that because they feel that time and time again, your community always let the black community down. And so what's going to happen, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Y'all going to get put in the white category. I'm talking about black people. I'm telling you it's going to happen. Like, what I mean by the white category, black people know you can't depend on white people to vote for anything, not relation to black people. And even after the 2024 election, and you saw the exit polls, once again, Latinos did the exact same thing. And I told y'all, I like seeing the how people voted. That way we can actually quantify how people stand. Because see, look, you can do all day saying, I support you. But it's your actions. Are you going to go out there and vote for that black person and get them in? That's the thing I'm talking about. What your actions say. Because you'll say all day long on the internet you support the black community and XYZ. When it's time to go vote, you go vote for Tallarico. Now, you have a right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. Then let me go there. I mean, I'm not saying that they have to vote for Jasmine Crockett. But some black people just really tired of hearing these so-called minority coalitions, and yet the minorities every single time never show up. Every single time they advocate for themselves. They don't advocate for the coalition. So just as much as how some people are saying Pan-Africanism is one-sided, the minority coalition being one-sided. We've been doing all the work and getting none of the result. Everybody else been getting results. When they get in trouble, that's the crazy part. They get in trouble with the white people, and then they want to come run to us. And ma'am, let me say something to you. Black people is criticizing your voting. Now, some people may say that about ICE. They may say that. I'm not saying they didn't say it. To be honest with you, it kind of sounds like something someone would say, to be honest with you. But let's keep it 100. If that's all your criticism, if that's all what really offends you, is what that person said about, if ICE is hiring, then what do you feel about them white people that was sitting up here advocating for mass deportations of your people, ma'am? They're advocating mass deportations of you. ICE is out there targeting more people in your community than anywhere else. These people have said the most vile things about your community. They didn't say, if ICE hiring or whatever, that you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. If a black person says something, it's the worst thing ever. But then white folk can say anything they want. They can stereotype you. They can treat you bad. They can violate your rights. They can do whatever, and you still not gonna say much about it. I don't understand that dynamic. I don't. But as a black American, I would never understand that dynamic. I would never have in my head that these people could just say whatever they want, and I don't have no clap back. I don't say nothing. But if anybody else say even a piece of a word to you, they racism and xenophobic. Oh, no. Once again, show me the black person that walked up to you in Texas and said that. Because I know good and well no black folk walk up to you and told you any of that about ICE. And if you really want to keep it 100, ICE is a federal agency. They do hire people, and they're looking for more agents. So would it be quote unquote racist if you say, is the police department hiring? I'm like, that wouldn't bother me if you said the police department hiring. Well, what is that supposed to mean? You want to work for the police department, I guess. It doesn't mean that you're going to do nothing to me. I'm just saying. But the issue is, it's been a pattern of that with the voting in your community, ma'am. That's really what it is. You talk about Trump, ma'am. Your community is really responsible for Trump. It's your community. Everything that's going on right now, that's why so many people are mentioning your community. You talking about the wars and all the different things that Trump is doing, mass deportation, it's your community, man, they put him in office. If y'all would have voted, I'm just keeping it 100 because you had more. This is what I don't understand about that proximity to whiteness. You had Kamala Harris advocating for your community. She advocated just as much as Jasmine Crockett advocated for your community. Kamala Harris didn't advocate for mine, and neither was Jasmine Crockett. And yet y'all had two black women advocating for y'all, and y'all didn't show up for them. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Then you want to get mad when people calling you out for it? Like, this is what y'all have done with your votes. It's on paper. If you don't like it, we'll change your voting habits. But clearly, you don't want to. Because you have a problem. But I understand also the proximity to whiteness, because in your homeland, black folks are looked down upon. Black folks is not respected in your homeland. You don't have no black people that's all in your government up there, even though you got black people living in your homeland. That's what a lot of that is. Now, of course, like I said, once again, 36% of Latinos did vote for Jasmine Crockett. They did. But it should have been 90% the way she was advocating for him. Tallarico don't have a national voice of supporting immigration. That's what I don't understand. How do you vote against your own interests? We talk about them folks all the time doing that, but how do you do it? But that's good. It's good. Like I said, I'm glad that Black America is seeing all this, because that's going to help wake Black America up and understand what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has said we got to do for self. And we have to separate ourselves in America to do for self. We can't be integrating ourselves with everybody, because everybody has their own agenda. They don't even care about Black people like that. They don't. And Black folks for a long time want to, minority coalition, we got more in common. We don't have nothing in common. If we had something in common, we would all vote the way we need to vote. And we don't. So Black folks need to look out for Black folk. And that's the end of it. And let other people do what they want at that point. That's it. But sitting up here calling Black people names, that's not going to get it, ma'am. Your community voted a certain way twice. Kamala and Jasmine. Y'all got to answer for that. Don't get mad at us.